Hello and welcome to the part 27 of this video series. In this video, we will learn about properties. In this video, we will understand why we should use properties, and we will also understand getters and setters that were used before properties were introduced. So let's open up the Visual Studio and understand this with the help of an example. I have opened up my Visual Studio. Let's create a new class. I will right click on a project and select the add option from here, and then I will select class. This will open up all the templates that are available for me. I will select the class template and I will give my class name as student, and I will click on add. This will create a class for me with name student. I will change this internal modifier to public. Okay, now let's add some class field to our class. Okay, so we have added three class field in our class. Let's go to our demo class now. So this is our demo class, and let's open up the student class also side by side. I will right click on student.cs tab, and from here I can select the option new vertical document group. This will open the files side by side. I will remove this unnecessary using statements. And now let's try to access our class. To access our class, let me create an object of my class, student s equal to new student. Okay, now let's try to assign some values to our class fields using the s object. I will say s dot student id equal to -99, s dot name equal to null, s dot passing marks equal to s dot passing marks equal to, let's say, 10. If you notice here, I am able to provide some invalid data for my class. I am able to assign student ID -99. That should not be a valid one in a real scenario. I have assigned name null, but every student will have a name, so that is also invalid value for my class field, and I am able to change my passing marks to 10. Ideally, we should not allow these kind of modification or assignments in our classes. To solve this problem, what we can do, we can use properties. But before we see the properties, let's see what we were using before properties were introduced. Before properties were introduced, we were using getters and setters method. Let's see how we can create getters and setters. Getters or setters are nothing but methods that we can expose. Instead of exposing the class fields directly, we can expose the functions that will allow us to have some control to what data we are assigning. Let's say for the student ID, I will create an getter method that will say public integer get student ID. And what this function will do, this will just return the student ID. Return this dot student ID. That's it. And similarly, let's create a setter for this. I will move this document to the previous view group by clicking this option, move to previous document group. Okay. Now let's create a setter for my student ID field. Now we have created a get method and set method. These are called as getter and setter method. After doing this, what I can do, I can change my class field from public to private. Okay. Now if we go back to our demo class, you will notice we are getting the errors. Now we cannot access these fields directly. To access these fields, I have to go through via getter and setter methods. Let's say if I want to set the student ID as dot student ID, I have the method set student ID, and here I can pass my ID. Let's try to pass 99. And if you notice here, we are not getting any error and we are still able to set the student ID as 99. But now what we can do, we can add some validation within our method. So inside the get student ID method, what I can say, if ID is less than 0, throw new exception. ID cannot be 0. ID cannot be less than 0. Okay. Now if I try to run this program, you will notice we are not able to run our program, and while running it is giving us the exception system.exception ID cannot be less than 0. So this way we can provide some validation to our class, and the consumer of our class means the demo class is now not allowed to pass any invalid values for our class field. Let's create the getters and setters for the other class fields also. Okay, so I have created getter for my name and a setter for my name, and I have created a getter method for my passing marks field. If you notice, I have not provided definition for the set passing marks because we don't want anyone from outside to access the passing marks field and change the value of it, because passing marks are defined as 40 in this class. So someone from outside should not be able to modify this. Let's say if someone tries to set the name as null, if I pass set name as null here, what I can do, I can add some validation within my set name method. If name is equal to null, I can set name equal to no name provided. Okay, I will set my name to no name provided string, and then that string I will assign to my name field. Okay, and I can get the passing marks also if I want. So let's declare a variable passing marks. I will say pm equal to s dot get passing marks. So that's how we can access the passing marks. So this is how we can protect our class fields from outside world. Okay, so let's provide some valid ID 101. Let's provide some name Peter. And now let's try to access these fields using the getter methods and print those using console.writeLine. So I have used the getter methods get student ID and get name. Let's go ahead and run the program. You can see we are able to access the data using one getter methods student ID 101, student name Peter, and passing marks equal to 40. So guys, this is the benefit of using getters and setter methods. We can define our class fields as private, and we can expose our class fields using getter and setter methods. And we can add our validations and rules in our getters and setter methods. So let's say whenever we want to get the name of a student, we should always return the name of the student in uppercase. We can add this logic in our getter method. So in my get name method, I can declare a string name in uppercase, and I can call this dot name dot to upper. So this will change my name to uppercase, and now I can return this string. Okay. Now let's try to run the program again. You will notice we are getting the student name in uppercase now. That's it for this video, guys. In this video, we have seen how we can use getter and setter methods. In the next video, we will create properties and understand what are the type of properties available in C#.